to Forza Motorsport 7 with the annual monthly car pack slash hopefully expansion pack series that we do, where we take new DLC vehicles and race them up the Bathurst hill climb that I have made up. Or I got some inspiration from with a slight modification from me, and well, the Honda Odyssey. Probably the best vehicle to be added in a car pack so far. Cause it's a Honda Odyssey, and you can put a Hellcat engine in it. But this is not how the Hellcat engine is. It has a, well, stock engine, because everything has to be stock for this series. And, it wasn't too bad. It has 280 horsepower, weighs about 4,500 pounds. Interestingly, this weighs the same as the Hellcat. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. It does have a one-player fire occasionally, but it does get over 100 miles an hour. It gets pretty much 100 miles an hour exactly on the circuit, which is pretty impressive for a minivan. And just some fun facts about the minivan. The engine, the stock engine, can get 900 horsepower if you didn't see the video, which I should hopefully remember to leave a link for that in the description down below for this vehicle here. Cause yeah, it's a monster. It can be a monster. Right now it's very mundane, but it can easily be a monster. Ready to wheel spin all its way down the Le Mans Straight. So, you better watch out. And we're coming around the final corner, heading up just one more straight left to go. It does struggle here, it only has 280 horsepower and has the aerodynamics of a barn as we go across the line. The next fastest vehicle is, well, a Ferrari. And it's I think it is the oldest Ferrari in the game. The Ferrari 166IR, because I forget like the intro something. It looks like a Caterham, in a way, like an old Caterham. And it's very sporty. It feels very sporty. It's a very lively car for being in 1948, I believe, when this car was made. So it's a very old car, and it's very sporty, it's very fun to drive. It is a very fun car to drive. It's energetic around these corners. It's not quite oversteering to the point of undrivableness, as the was it, which one was the racing one? I forget, the really big racing one that had lots of power to wheel spin all the time. But it's not as bad as that, but it is just enough to be fun, and it keeps you on your toes a little bit. So you see here, it's very sideways. It is flat out. It has less than 250 horsepower. It is in D class. So yeah, it's a fun car. It is a very fun car. It's also very wobbly, as you might expect from 1940 suspension. I mean, this was made 3 years after the war ended, so yeah, not really surprised. But this is, I believe, the first vehicle Ferrari made, and this is one I believe that Ferrari actually raced. Enzo Ferrari raced in his Grand Prix races, because he used to race for Ferrari before he became the CEO, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, coming to the final corner now. Yeah, it's pretty good. You can see the leaning, it's very leany. And it's relatively fast in a straight line due to those aerodynamics, which does help it go a little bit faster on the straightaway as we go across the line. Alright, and we go from Ferrari to Porsche. Because wherever there's Ferrari, there's obviously Porsche. And they have the new 924 in the game, which I really don't know why we need this car. This is the car I was arguably the least excited about, because we already have the 944, which I love. We already have the 928, which I don't use at all. And now we have the 924, which looks exactly the same, except it's a bit more boxy and has a good scoop. So, it's probably the least exciting car in the pack, truth be told. I don't know much about it. It's just kind of here. I much prefer the 944, but I think that's because the legend of it's better aerodynamically backwards and forwards, but yeah, I mean, it's a good enough car to drive. It's got like 280 horsepower, 290 horsepower from a big old turbocharged flat six. It's just not exciting, you know? It's just kind of there. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing awful. There's nothing special. It's just existing. I don't know much else. I mean, it's nice to drive. It's got decent acceleration, decent handling. It set a pretty darn good lap time. I say pretty darn good. It's okay. For the 80s cars, that we've seen in the previous episodes. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, heading on the straightaways, it does struggle a little bit just because of the relative lack of power. It has the same horsepower as the minivan, pretty much. It's very similar to that. Admittedly, it's much more aerodynamic than the minivan, but as we run wide across the final corner, nearly hit the sign, heading up, and we are across the line. We go from every vehicle as we go across the line from the Maserati. And now, rounding out the top 3 spots for today, we have, well, the Porsche Le Mans car, the 906. It actually raced in the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans and came 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. However, it was slightly overshadowed by, very overshadowed, by the titanic battle between Ford and Ferrari, so no one really remembers it. It is a great car. It's an A-class. It's a very good car. It only has 280 horsepower, 280, but yeah, it really makes the most out of that power. It is a fantastic car. It is a bit wobbly, not quite as wobbly as the oh, my voice is getting out there. Not quite as wobbly as the as the GT40 in this game, but it's certainly up there. It is certainly up there. It's like in between the GT40 and the F4 and the Ferrari P3. So yeah, it's a nice handling car. Pretty darn good straight line speed. It has to have good straight line speed. It's going up against the Ford GT40 Mark II, and that had a 210 mile/hour top speed, so that was very good. And yeah, this one certainly able to hold its own for being made in the late 1960s. In second place, well, America has invaded Australia, and they send in their battleship. This is the Greenwood Corvette. It has a 7.7 liter V8 producing 700 horsepower. It's a super silhouette race car. And it's pretty much the most American thing you'll ever think of. It's got a giant V8. It's called the Spirit of America. Its number is 76. It's a Corvette. What more American is that unless it had a shotgun on the side of it? It's a fast car. It's a very fast car. It's an R class. Really will drive 375s on the rear. Those are humongous cars. If you modify them, which I did because, you know, the rules, you can get 405s on this car. Those are massive tires. Absolutely humongous tires. It's so fast that in its Forza Classics in, you need to have restrictor plates on it to make it competitive with the rest of the field. Because it's too fast. And it's a very good car. It's a fantastic car to drive. It sounds incredible. It is incredible. And it's easy. It's relatively easy to drive thanks to those massive racing tires. Just one more corner left to go. It takes it with ease, spitting fire, as all American cars do. Heading up to the straight is very fast, over 130 miles an hour across the line. However, the victor, unsurprisingly, is the Group C Nissan number 83 ZAX or whatever, Turbo Theme, I can't remember the name because it's really long, it has lots of numbers. It's a Group C Le Mans car. It's very fast, and it looks ridiculous. It's got, ironically, it has less horsepower than the Corvette. However, it weighs 800 pounds less, rear-wheel drive, and looks like a freaking LMP car, because it is one. And it's very fast. It's around the same class as the Jaguar XJR5 that went up last time. So, that's its main rival, which is currently leading the series right now. And it goes flat out around that corner, just like the Jag. Flat out. That is not an easy corner to go flat out on. It's very terrifying. You just have to have faith in the car. But I did, and I went 170 miles an hour around that corner. That's fast. That is very fast. Question is it enough to beat the Jag? Well, we'll have to figure that out after we go down the straight. Very fast again, heading up to 150 miles an hour around the corner. Maintains 100 miles an hour around the corner. Get back on the power. It's use all of that speed across the line. And on to the times. Unsurprisingly, the fastest car of the day is a Nissan in second place. Couldn't quite beat the XJR5. Did a very impressive though, 1:13.3. 3 seconds faster than the Bratman Formula 1 car up here. That's some serious speed. Second, then we'll have the Corvette in 5th place with a 1:22.4. That is also a very good showing, being the BMW M6 GTLM car. You have to go a fair way further down to find the Porsche 908 with a 1:29.63 in 13th place. Respectable. Followed up with the, in 18th place, a little bit further down, not as much as you would think, with the Maserati Levante S with a 1:34.8. Pretty impressive for a SUV to get within 5 seconds of a Le Mans car. That's pretty darn impressive if you ask me. Then we have a fair jump to the Porsche 924, went in 25th place with a 1:39.8. Again, I don't really like the car, but it is a decent handling vehicle. Then we have the Ferrari 166IR in 30th place. Again, very good showing for that car, made in 1948. Did a 1:44.2. And rounding out today's list in 38th place, we have the Honda Odyssey. You know it, you love it, it's a fantastic vehicle. It did a 1:53, couldn't quite break the 150 mark. But it does beat the Bugatti Type 35, beats all these other vehicles, which is pretty impressive, considering those are, admittedly they're very old racing vehicles, but they are still racing vehicles. And it's a little bit slower down on the other heavyweight, which is the Colorado ZR2. But yeah, overall, very solid car pack. I highly recommend it. Very fun cars to drive. But that is going to be it for this episode of Forza Motorsports. And I'll be back with more.